hello, and welcome to Watch What Crappens. I'm Ronnie. That's Ben over there. Hello, you little Banoony Tunes.
Hi, how's it going?
God. Everybody, welcome to the show. It's the Valley Reunion Part 2 day. We do these on video. You can find those on Crappens On Demand on our Patreon. Also, that's where you get our bonus episodes, which we'll be recording, I don't know, today, tomorrow. Who knows? But it's coming. We also did a Dwell Hello this week, which is a House Hunters recap of the Cougar episode that just aired. Everybody's talking about it. So you can find that on Wondery Plus. And we do Amazon Lives every other week. We'll do that one August 18th at 4 p.m. Pacific time. And also we've got Crappy Hour coming up Monday, which is on our YouTube channel. That's at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. So a lot going on. Check our socials. You know what? Link in bio on the Instagram. Look at the link in bio. What's going on with you today, Ben?
Not much. Just really enjoyed that Valley reunion last night. Still really going strong. That's basically
the stories of a narcissist over and over, like music to my ears. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry, okay? I wish someone would just do a supercut of Jax at reunions for, 12 years now? Well, not 12, because he got fired from Vanderpump Rules, but just sorry, over and over, and still does the same shit, Ben.
Just pretending to like own things. He's like, yeah, no, I do this. Yeah, it's my bad. I know I need help. I'm a work in progress. I don't know why I do these things. I got to do them. And he says it every single reunion in a very matter of fact, sort of faux accountable way. It's almost believable. Maybe in the beginning we did believe it. But yeah, same old story from that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy. So here we are with the Valley Reunion Part 2. So we open with Andy's, we're back with the Valley Reunion. Oh, by the way, I'm still wearing sunglasses because today I had to get another surgery on my little eye to take out a gigantic bowling ball sized sty. Not to be dramatic, but it was dramatic. Yeah. Now I look like I really had the shit kicked out of me. So thanks a lot, doctor. Actually, he did a great job, but I hope he did a great job. Who knows? Maybe I have a boob on my eye. I don't know, but that's why. So anyway, sorry for the douche glasses. Okay, we're back with the Valley Reunion. I'm Addie Cohen. Jax, I'm exhausted. Also, you've been sober for how long? Jax is not sober. I don't care what anybody says. And I know you're not supposed to say that because the magic words are once somebody says you're sober on Bravo, then everybody's supposed to believe it and go with it. Jax ain't sober. I don't believe that for 2 seconds. But okay, I'll go along with you because we've got a long road to hoe.
Yeah, that's also how you would describe Jax's reality TV career. So
not more. That is a dead end hoed road. That road has been overhoed, Ben.
The hoe. Well, listen. One thing about a hoe is that it's always there, ready to go. Weeds keep growing, hoes keep hoeing. So Brittany is like, yeah, hello, I've got look back at 100 drug tests and I've given them to him sporadically. This is what she said last time. And then Jack's like, twice. He says it like accusatory, as if like, I don't know what point he's trying to make. Like, no, she doesn't test me enough. She's like, yeah, he passes and everything. He's like, keep testing me. I want you to test me. I mean, hold me accountable. Because in my head, if I ever try to slip again, I know that you're going to test me anytime you want. And I want you to test me because like, not only for you, but for me, because I don't want to touch drugs and alcohols again. It like fucked up my life. Really?
Because 5 minutes ago you said drugs and alcohol weren't your problem. It was just anger. So I do not believe you.
Well, that's how much it fucked up his life, is that it fooled him into thinking it wasn't his problem.
He forgot 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, he forgot.
By the way, congratulations on your 156 days of false sobriety. 156 days of sobriety? No, you lie. So yeah, I think he's insinuating it's kind of Brittany's fault because she doesn't test him enough to keep him accountable. And the name of the game is everyone else needs to keep Jax accountable, except unless it's by telling him stuff he did wrong. He doesn't like that. So Jax, besides the therapy that you're into, do you have any kind of support for your sobriety? And he's like, yeah, I have a sobriety coach. I have a life coach I really like. I'm doing AA. I'm doing the AA. One more, they'll change my tire for free. Fucking great. No one told me about that. Thanks, Brittany. But, I didn't want to go. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you here because I'm Jax. I don't lie, right? But, I did not want to go to that. I did not want to go to the AA, but I did. Hold on. Let me cry.
I'm just so grateful that he's doing this. And of course, when he says he's going, he just means buying some batteries, but I'm still grateful for that. And like, nobody wants him to be clean more than me, for her son. And because I have to deal with him for the rest of my life. He's like, well, here's the thing. All that matters is our little boy, whatever his name is, and I want to be a good father. That's it. I want to be there for you no matter what. You can call me anytime. You can tell me. And when our son is finally born, I cannot wait to hold him in my arms. Jax, he is 3 years old.
And by the way, speaking of double A's, I asked for double A's and you got me quadruple D's.
Listen, I got so many coaches right now. I got double D coaches. I got a coach bag. I got a coach ticket. I've got reruns of that show, Coach. Love that show. Craig T. Nelson, amazing.
He just keeps buying her everything bigger than she wanted.
Jax, that does not fit in the carry-on section.
So, he does the whole, I'll just do it all for my son. Give me a fucking break. You're moving, I can't list the shit Jax has done wrong to his son again, but nobody believes you. And also you moved into a 4-story condo with a fucking tiny child with his bedroom probably on the 4th floor. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's like, my son, I do it all for the boys. And she's like, well, I don't trust you because you say things and then you fight with me every day and then you try and flip it and act like I was the one that did something wrong. And he's like, you're right. You know what? You're right. I start these fights because, there's days where I'm like, we should get divorced, so we're toxic. So that's why I start fights, but then there's days where we're like, we'll get along. And I'm like, I could still fuck her. Like there was no one at the AM PM this morning. So, and then I'll text her. So it's my fault. But you know what? I do it for my son.
You know how hard that is on me, okay? You know how much that messes with my mind. He goes, I'm confused. What can I do? I know we're not good together. I know that. But still fucking hard. I'm a human being. I had 10 years with this woman, okay? It's not fun to cheat when you don't have no one to cheat on, So Brittany's like, well, you're just saying this, okay? Because somebody's got me. Because I'm
someone to cheat on. I'm just kind of a guy who fucks a lot of random people, I mean, there's no title in that.
Yeah, like what happens to the cows who can't come home to dinner? What if the dinner divorces them? Okay, it's like hard, man. It's like, well, you're just saying this because simultaneously I'm getting DMs, that's direct messages, by the way, from these girls that they say that you're love bombing. Okay, you're telling these girls that you want to take a bath with their love. Is that what love bombing is? I don't know, but you know what? You say that you want them to move in with you. How could you do that, Jax?
Oh my God. And Zach is sitting over there making his looks when Jax is like, I've been here 10 years with this woman. He goes, that you threw away. You threw it away. So he's like, I don't know how to handle this. What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to handle it? How am I supposed to? And she's like, yeah, you trying to hurt me with all these girls? And, I don't deserve to have to read this stuff. It hurts me. Jack. Well, call Zuckerberg. No one's making you read every DM you get. But still,
yeah.
anti-Jax. But still, she's like, I shouldn't have to read DMs. Well, now we're just mad at the internet.
Well, let's hear from Jason, who we will later find out was so massively disgusted by what Danny did. So clearly he will hold Jax the same standard. Well, I will say, though, that the fact that Jax has been abusing cocaine for like 20 years, it's going to take a while for the depression things to stabilize. So, Brittany, I think you should just sort of suck it up and, be a good wife to him. Well, he's a dry drunk. Okay, guess what? He's dry drunk. Okay, he is like that type of shampoo that's a powder. He's like that. I just don't like this personality. I mean, the therapist literally said to us that we could treat depression, we could treat bipolar, but we could never treat narcissism. And Andy's like, oh, well, Jax, Brittany says that you have said over the years that I gave you all this. This is all because of me. Chances are, she would be living in Kentucky, married like a local doctor. Jax, what do you say about that?
I'm sorry, I can't go on. I need to stop for a minute. Jason, fuck off. Like, seriously, Jason, with his, Jax, poor Jax, he's been abusing cocaine for like 20 plus years. I mean, what did the guy take a secret shot in a closet on a trip? No. Why are we excoriating the poor guy? Poor cocaine addict Jax. Can we just give Jax a break? Dockers, go fuck yourself. I cannot believe anybody has ever liked this fucking guy. Fuck you, Jason. Okay, so thank you. So Andy's like, yeah, so you think she'd be married to like a doctor? And Jax is like, probably a basketball player. And Jax is like, yeah, I was never her type, ever. I was never her type. I don't even know why I dated her. And I think Jax is saying that she only dates black guys when it's not Jax, which of course, leave it to Jax to, bring a tinge of racism into everything at the reunion because he's not in enough shit. And Brittany's like, I was with you for 10 years. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, everyone knows that I loved you. And he's like, the DMs I was getting from her friends back in Kentucky. I mean, let me tell you, you want to talk about DMs? What about the DMs I got from people in Kentucky?
Jax, I was with you for 10 years. He's like, well, it was just hurtful to hear. It was hurtful. It was so hurtful. You know what's also hurtful? When your husband sends you rage texts incessantly and then acts like he wants to get back together with you, and then when you fall for it, he sends you more rage texts. I think that's a little bit more hurtful
and
than
cheats on
DMs
you
from
and
Kentucky.
abuses you and throws furniture at you and punches holes in the wall while your kid's around and turns your knees black and goes and stops paying the mortgage after kicking her out of the house with their autistic son. Please, you're heard about the fucking Kentucky DMs. I'm impressed that Brittany's friends in Kentucky can use a DM because I saw her spinoff. So cheers to them. I never thought you had it in you. Am I assuming this is all voice to text? Second, shut up, Jax.
So Jax is like, and he's like, well, what did the people in Kentucky say? Were there any dick pics would you like to show me? Well, I mean, they just were saying that she would never date somebody like that she wanted to be on reality TV, and like, I'm not even his type. So what he's really saying is, yeah, she used him. She's like, Jax, okay, because it's your fans in the comments. Okay, listen, it doesn't count when you DM yourself under your Frank Drebin username, okay? And in your DMs, and guess what? We proved that it wasn't even that girl that worked at Hooters, okay? Because so why you bring that up whenever you know it's a lie, okay? Because he's trying here to make me look a certain way, and that's not true, Jax. I'm not trying to make you look a certain way. I just want to say the truth, Jax. And he's like,
okay, so wait, let me get this straight. So Jax went into his DMs and got a girl who was cosplaying as a Hooters girl who worked with Brittany and said she's just some slut that's using Jax. Okay. So you're, first of all, I love that. Who is that? Is she in the audience? Please DM us because that's amazing. I love that someone just cosplayed that. I worked with Brittany, and let me tell you, she's been using you this whole time. She told me at the ranch station at the Hooters. Watch out. Beware. You got a beware DM from a fake Hooters girl. I mean, you can't make this shit up.
She would have left Jax a long time ago if she was using Jax. Like, as soon as she saw a good opportunity to leave, which would have been season 6 after he cheated on her one of the times, she would have left then if she was using him. I'm pretty sure she was not using Jax.
I'm pretty sure that there was probably I'm not pretty sure. I'm just saying I'm pretty sure because you did. But
yeah. I'm pretty sure you're saying I'm pretty sure because I said I'm pretty sure.
I'm sure of nothing really, but I think that probably she was using him a bit. I mean, look, you meet this loser in Vegas and you don't move to LA because of Jax, because he's Jax. All he had going for him was that he was on TV show. Then again, is that really using somebody? I mean, when you're dating somebody, you look at all their positives and their negatives. One of the positives was he was on TV and she wanted to be on TV. So why not? Why is that worse than like he had a good job as a, I was going to say lawyer, but that's really pushing it in this example. Like, very, very high up in the world, garbage man. And, you think that that's a good living for you and that can support you. What's the difference? Like, so what? She met this guy. All he had to offer was being on TV. No one's fucking Jax for any other reason.
Yeah. That's what I would have to say. I think it's okay. I think it's okay to meet someone who's on TV and be like starstruck and start to like, and they're handsome and you see a fantasy where you think like, oh my God, like I might date this guy who's on TV and maybe I'll even be on TV. And I don't think that's like, I guess technically that could be considered using someone, but I think it's okay to sort of have like a fairy tale moment and unfortunately don't realize that you are latching yourself onto like the monster in the swamp and not Prince Charming. But hey,
Right.
not
Well,
all
yeah.
fairy tales can be good.
But if you guys aren't allowed to fuck each other to be on TV, we wouldn't have half of the Vanderpump Rules universe. I mean, that's how most of these people got cast. We can go down the list. James, Jenna is the newer one. Well, she's trying. Jenna's trying. Janet didn't fuck anybody. But
Stassi.
she cosplayed as a Sheena friend for years to do it. I mean,
Don't forget that Stassi was like on The Amazing Race long before Vanderpump Rules ever came around. Everyone is a whore for TV. I'm a whore for TV.
Sheena literally started Vanderpump Rules. She had the first scene in Vanderpump Rules because she was sleeping with somebody's husband, some famous person's husband, or no, some person's famous husband, I guess I should say.
Lisa Vanderpump. I mean, she was in a music video for Poison Arrow. Shoot that poison arrow in my heart. Remember? So everyone whores themselves out to become famous. Everyone does it. What's the point we're trying to make, by the way?
The point was that people sleep with each other to get on Vanderpump Rules and just spinoffs all the time. So, it's like, what are you going to get mad at somebody for going to an audition? I mean, what kind of LA people are these?
Well, Jax is saying that you start to get in your head about things because God forbid, this snowflake gets a DM from a random person in Kentucky and his world falls apart. Meanwhile, he's complaining about people getting it, like how you get into your head sometimes. It'll also get you in your head when your own husband tells you you're fat and worthless and stupid and then cheats on you. That'll get into your head too. I think that's probably a situation he may want to look into. So Brittany's like,
well, also, you guys, something no one is ever going to accuse Jax of is something getting into his head.
And there's so much room. That's the pity.
I mean, getting
so many ways in, so many wide passages in now.
There's so much room in there, and just nothing has tried.
He basically did. You know how like Boston has the Big Dig, where they just built a giant tunnel like under the city. That's what he did with his nose. So like everything can get into that brain, but for some reason, it's just it won't go in. It's like getting a cat to play with a scratching post. It's just the cat wants the couch.
It's exit only. It's like an unmarried butthole. Exit only.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
So, Jax is saying like, yeah, you get into your heads, and Brittany's like, what? You were the one who came up to me at the bar. I did not chase you in Vegas. Okay. I did not DM you. I did nothing. You came up to me. He's like,
this is new info, by the way, Ben, because for years, the rumors are that Brittany heard that Jax and the gang were going to be in Vegas, and her mom was like, you better get to Vegas and get you on TV. And then Britt went up and then started flirting with Jax and did all this to like, worm her way onto TV. So this is actually fairly big news, I think, for anybody who follows, like Reddit gossip, like me.
Yeah. Excited.
Yeah, it's actually not true. I mean, she was in Vegas and Jax was the one who came up to her. So there you go. That's like the end of Lost. We were all wondering the truth and now we got it.
We all got it. And then Andy Cohen is like, okay, I need to ask a question that's going to bring everyone together. Are you guys cool? Are you guys upset that Hooters is going out of business? Then you hear like, especially Jax, everyone, but especially Jax and Brittany. Brittany's like, yes. And Jax is like, yes, of course. It's like saying like, isn't it terrible that there was an assassination somewhere? Well, of course, no one likes assassinations,
Yeah, everybody's all upset. And Jax is like, well, they're not going out of business. They're just restructuring. And Brittany goes, I wish I could buy one, honestly. I wish I could. Brittany, I think you've invested in enough dead-end streets. Leave it up to Brittany to like want to throw her entire life into something that's failing. Like, have we learned nothing? Look outside your window, Brittany. It's an anti-van. Get in. I've got a fly swatter in my hand and I'm ready to teach. Come on. Swat you on your little butt until you start learning some lessons. Hooters, come on, Brittany.
Let her have her pop-up moment. Hooters by Brittany. The Hooters experience by Brittany.
No,
I think
she's going to be like,
fives of people
I wish I could buy Joanne Fabrics. No, Joanne
Wait
Fabrics.
a second. Now, wait a second,
dying.
Ronnie. Now let's okay. Let's
Is
not.
Joanne
Okay,
back?
let's.
I told you Joanne would.
No, I'm just telling you. Like, why? Why do you have to bring it there? Why do you have to Why do you have to mention that? Like, we're having fun. We're punching down on Brittany and Jax, maybe even some Hooters, and then you're gonna just add Joanne Fabrics into the mix. Like, some of us are still mourning. Okay, this is fresh.
Because Joanne Fabrics has been dying for like 20 years. They've been going out of business sales for 20 fucking years in that store. And still, it's like Brittany would pass that and think, wow, there's a good next chapter for me.
Brittany's this whole thing is so messy. I would not be surprised if she has some midlife crisis, cuts her hair short, and then goes on some spiritual quest to find Joanne. She's like, I've had enough. She may be going out of business, but she's not going out of my life. Where is Joanne? I'm going to find her, damn it. I'm going to find Joanne.
Joanne's been to paradise, but has she ever been to me? Is she?
Well, I got to Bannigan's and I was like, well, I found Bannigan, so I thought that was good enough. So I stopped trying to look for Joanne. I'm happy now.
Brittany has made so many bad decisions over the past decade. I hope her midlife crisis is just making a good decision for once, you know? Because usually it's the other way around. It's like you finally start getting sloppy at your midlife crisis. I hope Brittany's like, you know what? I'm going to school and I'm going to a relationship coach.
Yeah. I would like her to do some sort of continuing education.
And a stylist. It's like,
a stylist would actually be even more impressive.
For my midlife.
I think she needs to like sit down in front of Law
in community
Roach.
college. What'd you say?
She needs to sit down in front of Law Roach and get some assistance.
I still haven't watched that. The Project Runway. Is that
it was terrible.
Discussing with yourself. It was, you know, you said it's terrible, but then so my friend last night was like, oh, it's so good. You should watch it.
Well, we are all allowed to have a difference of opinions because gays are not monolith. Neither are gays and gals. Neither is anyone. Well, you know what? Fine. But I didn't like it. No, I thought they like destroyed it. I mean, I'm going to watch the whole thing because it's still like the core is still there. And so at core, it's still good, but they made it so stupid. They just destroyed all the good parts. Nina is still there.
I'm in.
They just tried to be really funny and really reality showy. And they like the first challenge was like in the lobby of a building. And it's just, they took away like all the cool elements. It's very much like a Food Network show now. And it's like very disappointing.
Cool they didn't take away Nina. That's all I really need. You know, I love your buttons. I love your seams. I love your shoulder pads.
They also like don't show the eliminations anymore. You have to wait a week, which I think is really so stupid and annoying. And then their big thing, they're like, because it's now on Freeform, they now have the judges sitting on the other side of the runway. Guys, it's a whole new Project Runway.
They
changed it up.
Everything.
They refreshed it.
Freeform.
Yeah, no, I don't like the changes they made. The changes are really bad, I think. They're like really, really bad. I was watching it like, what the hell? Why'd they do this to the show? It was so unnecessary.
Well, that sucks. But I'll still try it. Except I saw that it was a 2-episode premiere and I already got tired. I was going to watch it last night and I was like, I'm exhausted. I'm watching Avatar instead. And then I watched Avatar and I was like, why do I want to have a 9-foot tall, thin blue body with a tail now? I'm turning this off. It's influencing me badly. I was like, can I get that surgery? Because they're kind of hot. I love their eyes.
Oh, so you're talking about Avatar, the Blue People, not Avatar, the Last Airbender.
No, I haven't seen. No, that's very Love Island, though, huh? I love it. I love Avatar, the Last Airbender.
Oh, that's right. That is very Nick and Sierra. Yeah. Anyway, so Jax.
Back to the abuse.
So Andy's like, Jesse, you lived with Jax a long time ago when you were both modeling. Was he doing drugs back then? This is a trick question. Of course he was. It's part of being a model, isn't it? And Jesse's like, oh, for sure. And Jesse's like, how do you think I got this hair dent? Jax snorted all my hair off in the middle of my head. So now I just have this dent here. Okay, cool. So is that when you started, Jax? When you were modeling? He's like, yeah, I think it was when I was in Miami, probably like 01 or so. And Janet's like, I was in 7th grade. Zach is like, I was 14.
This is the part of the episode where I just started getting mad because everyone on this show is such a fucking hypocrite. Like, is Jax a mess? Yes. Jesse, you weren't doing drugs as a model with Jax. I'm so sure. Janet, all of you are fucking cokeheads. Brittany and Jasmine during that dinner in Santa Barbara or wherever they are were totally coked out of their mind. I mean, they all are all the time. So this is the part where it's like, I guess Jax has been caught, so we get to talk about his. But I'm impressed that Jax didn't out everybody on this show, because I feel like at least 90% of these people are cokeheads. The only ones really I'm excluding are Nia and her baby and Luke. Because I feel like Luke wouldn't pay for that. Luke is like, I'm not paying for coke. I will snort some. I will get a paper bag and some spray paint. Okay, I'm going the Kim Richards route here.
But note that this does not exonerate Jill, who we know is the biggest
Jill's
dog on the show.
Yeah, Jill's a cokehead.
Big cokehead.
Sure. Yeah, huge cokehead.
All right. Well, when you were on Vanderpump Rules, there was speculation from viewers, Jax, that you were on coke. He's like, yeah, I mean, my eyes were bulging out of my head, you know? And so were you doing coke at the filming? He's like, yeah, I was. And like the most obvious question. And he's like, when you watch yourself back, what did you think? I thought there's a handsome guy. There's a handsome guy who was duped by a woman who was just using him to get onto TV. Poor guy, driven to drugs by this woman. And you're just so disgusted with yourself, especially because you see yourself, you're sweating because you're in love with this woman so much that you start to sweat. It's just gross. It's so gross and sad.
And Brittany calls him out because she's like, you may feel that now, but you've always loved yourself. Because, Jax, you have a picture of yourself raged out on coke in the Andy Warhol style, hanging in your home. What are you talking about? Mm-hmm. You're so disgusted seeing yourself on TV. You're literally taking the most iconic images of you being coke rage and making them huge and hanging them in your home with your son. So please stop with this. Like, oh, I'm just so disgusted with myself. And Kristen's like, number one guy in the group. Right. So Andy's like, yeah, you know, it's such a bad look. And Jax at one point says something like, yeah, you know, like production didn't know, but you know, like I was doing it. Production knew. I mean, there's shots of you guys out of town with you hiding coke from the table.
You're mic'd up.
Yeah.
They hear you.
Trying to exonerate production.
Yeah. Brittany's like, I would go to dinner with him and he would leave me like every 10 minutes alone at the table. And they're like, wow. And Jack's like, I liked it. You know, I fucking love drugs and alcohol. I fucking love doing cocaine. It's like, we know. All right, well, Brittany, Jax. What?
This morning.
What? Yeah, this morning. Hi. So, Brittany, Jax told you from the facility that he had been diagnosed as bipolar, and you said that's not the first time he'd received that diagnosis. She's like, yeah, so me and his sister begged him to go to the doctor before we even started filming the show because they told him he was bipolar and he never even got the prescription filled. So he already was bipolar, and he's acting like he really sort of presented to America that he went to rehab to help himself, and he got this diagnosis, and now he's going to sort of like start putting himself together when he'd already received this diagnosis and was still not trying to do anything. And then we find out that he's not even really taking his meds.
When that happened on the show, I remember being like, oh, watch Jax. He's about to use this bipolar. Let's watch how Jax uses this bipolar diagnosis to get pity or whatever. And I got in kind of trouble with a few people in the DMs, which I'm still traumatized by. I had to read the DM. And basically yelling at me for being insensitive about mental health. And I'm like, no, it's not being insensitive about mental health. It's being insensitive about Jax. It's knowing that a person like this is going to use whatever they can to get out of whatever they can. And sure enough, it was bullshit. He had been diagnosed way before. So vindication for those 3 people on my DMs. Mm-hmm. Person who probably claims to work at Hooters.
So Brittany's like, so that's what you'll do, Jax. You'll start a fight with me, and the reason because he didn't take his bipolar medication that day. It doesn't work like that. And Zach is like, that's not how medicine works. And Brittany's like, so why did you tell me you haven't taken your medication and that's why you're acting that way? He's like, well, obviously I still have some problems to work out and I'm still angry. You know, maybe I'm a work in progress. Should I say that now? And I just feel like I don't have control. I lose it because control to me is a very big thing. And like rage texting and looking at cameras, that's a form of control for me. God, my favorite rom-com in all the world is Sliver. I love looking at cameras. I love that control.
Do you know how creepy it is that you were watching on cameras? By the way, could you tilt that one a little more? Can I get the bathroom cameras in the dressing room to my ear feed? Thanks. Okay, go ahead, answer. And Brittany's like, oh, yeah, he was telling me what I was wearing. And trust me, it's much uglier when it's described.
You know what, Jax? Go to the therapist and say, give me the tools that will help me. Every time I get to this point, give me like 3 things I can do to snap myself out of it. So, for instance, my therapist says I can put on some patchouli oil. The second thing I can do is listen to Landslide by Stevie Nicks. And the third thing is sort of wrap my head in a pashmina. It works every time. Caw-caw.
I can't get past the Brittany saying Jax was calling her and telling her what she's wearing. I wonder how Jax was describing that. I wonder how accurate like Jax's fashion sense is. Brittany, I see you right now. You're a 90% rayon halter top with cutouts that aren't quite placed properly in a color that doesn't flatter you. Damn it, he's called me again.
So Kristen is basically like, just call me, like call someone, call me, call Luke, call someone, you know? And he's like, no, you guys hate me. You guys fucking hate me. He's like, well, I hate what you did to her, but I don't hate you. So Brittany's like, yeah,
I fucking hate you. I do. I hate you.
So Brittany is like, it doesn't matter how long you guys have known each other. Me and Kristen are far closer. And Jack's like, I understand that, but Kristen, I didn't get to go to your baby shower. And you know how hurtful that was. I've been in your life for 20 fucking years. And I know she's your friend, but I didn't get to go to your baby shower. Jax suddenly cares about going to a baby shower. Look, okay, of all the things that he said that have been bullshit tonight and like for 10 years, this has to be the biggest one. Jax pretending to about not getting invited to a baby shower. I don't think I know anyone who's ever cried about not getting invited to a baby shower.
Nobody.
They are wretched events.
So Kristen's like, well, start treating her better and you'll be invited place. And he goes, yeah, but you know what? Not being invited hurts because I want to be involved with you guys. You know, I miss it, guys. So Kristen's like, well, okay, but you got to start somewhere. Just start with that, Jax. Just start with that. And they're all crying. Everybody's like, oh my God, look at how vulnerable Jax is being. This cast. You know, I have to remind myself that everybody's trash. You know, like you like people more than others, but it's moments like this where I'm like, it's just varying shades of trash. Like watching everybody go around the room pretending they're dabbing their eyes as Jax is coming clean, as if he doesn't do this 9 times a year, you know? So Jax is like, well, but I'm a sabotager, you know, and I'm a control freak. And it's just like, I just find a way to fuck things up. That's just how I am. It's poor me, guys. Poor me.
Janet's like, well, you don't have to keep on doing it. Okay. And she's like, yeah, you have a son now. It's like, I do. That's amazing news. But you know what? You can't just change overnight. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I mean, narcissistic behavior, manipulation, control. These are issues. These are like deep rooted issues. And I don't know where this came from. Oh, I can't change overnight, guys. So I'm just saying I have license to keep being a monster to all of you. Okay. Cause I'm going to say I'm going to change.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, he just says he's putting all of his behavior under the umbrella of illness of some kind. Like, I'm sick. I can't fix it.
Yeah, I'm sick. I need help.
Sorry.
So,
yeah. Why are you not like giving me props instead of, you know, tearing me down? Guys.
You know what? You constantly say that I ruined your life, and you blame me for having to go to rehab and not being able to film and losing jobs and this and that. And Jax is like, no, it's not your fault, but I needed someone to blame. You understand that. And of course I'm going to blame the wife, the mother of my child, the person who stood by me when no one else would. You're the best person to blame. You're like, that was kind of funny, right? When I blamed you, that was funny. I was laughing. Were you not laughing? You weren't laughing?
So wait, now you see that I did the right thing. Do you think I did the right thing? Okay. And he's like, yeah, 100, you know, because if I didn't go to rehab, like I would be here right now. I would not be here right now. I don't know.
I'd probably be at a strip club.
I'd be
alive. I'd be alive. Yeah.
If I didn't go to rehab, I'd be drinking somewhere right now. And Brittany's like, that was my biggest fear. I was going to find him in a bathroom somewhere. Truly, honestly, in a bathroom. Not necessarily dead, but probably just pooping and ignoring me while I sat at the table. I was sitting at the table. Do you know how hard it is to sit alone at an Applebee's every 10 minutes? It's hard. It's hard.
You're going to buy one of those too? Anyway, in his own way, through many reunions where I've sat here and with him and confronted him for horrible behavior, he has taken more accountability today than I've heard him take. What do you think about the more fake accountability tonight than in other nights of fake accountability?
Love Andy whipping out some congratulations. Wow, he's really doing it, guys. This is amazing. This is amazing. And Brittany's like, well, you know, it's performative, and I hope it's not performative, but I hope that he's very sorry. But I just don't trust in 2 days he's going to be race texting me and screaming at me again. Okay? And Jack's like, I'm just so tired. I can't stay here anymore. I can't do this. Like, how many times? Like, I can't stay here and say it's just going to stop today. I mean, like, am I going to do my best? Sure. Like, yeah, for sure.
Can you look at her? Can you look at her? Kaka, can you seriously? Can you look at her?
He looked at me the whole time. He hadn't even looked at me the whole time. He ain't even looking at me. What am I wearing? You don't even know what I'm wearing. And
do you know how hard it is to sit by you know how hard it is to sit by in my house by myself? I can't even go to the bathroom because every time I go to the bathroom, she's like, oh, look, we found him in the bathroom. I can't go to the bathroom anymore. I'm wearing diapers in my own house, watching myself on my own cameras in my own diapers and critiquing myself. What sort of way is this to live?
He's like, yeah, you know what? I just want to be there for my son. You know, it's all about my son. So, like, he's the only person in my family. Like, everyone's offering hip powder all the time. Like, he poops himself, they're offering hip powder. That's fine, I guess. You know, so I want to hang out with him. That's for his ass, Jax. That's baby powder. Still though.
Do you know? I just don't feel like people understand. I'm so lonely. I'm in my home alone, no responsibilities. Hot bitches with giant boobs coming over. Tom Schwartz next door, my best friend living right next door. Do you know how lonely that makes you? Well, you don't even understand. You don't know what lonely is, okay? You don't know what it feels like. He's like, yeah, but you get to be around your friends. I only get to be around many of my friends. And I don't know, it's hard.
And she's like, well, I'm the one who's home alone with our child every night. And there's a difference, okay? Me and you are different. And he's like, yeah, but I just want to be with my son. Like, I want to. And she's like, you don't even know what lonely feels like, Jax. And so Andy's saying, yeah, you know what? Like, it's in your control. Oh, sorry. He's like, it's in your control, Jax. I mean, what you're saying is control is a huge issue. But if you want control, you have control. Because the more you take control of your actions, the more your life with everybody around you is going to get better. Andy. just. If you're not going to come at Jax for physically abusing his wife a little bit more, I really don't need your shitty Instagram advice on this section.
You know what, Jax? When I was 17, I did what people told me. I did what my father said. I let my mother mold me, but that was a long time ago. I'm in control. Control. Anyone? No.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
Oh, so Brittany's like, yeah, you got a lot of yes men in your life. And Jax, so now's the big question. Jax, are you still in love with Brittany? Dun, dun, dun. Let's go to a commercial for some depression pills. I love when Bravo's really going off the rails and they're like, are you depressed? Yes, I'm fucking depressed. I'm watching The Valley.
You know, Andy, that's a really tough question to answer right now. Wait, hold on. Let me just, hold on. I brought an onion here right for this moment. Let me just hold it up to my eyes. It's a lot to talk about right now. I'm crying, America. And he's like, okay, well, if you still love her, why do you hurt her? Come on, just move on, Andy. I don't want to I just want to move on from that one. It's too much.
Be vulnerable. Be vulnerable, Jax. Just be vulnerable, okay? Why can't you just be vulnerable, okay? You're still in love with her. Just say it. Just say it.
Are you still in love with Jax? I mean, I said it a million times, leaving somebody that you actually love is much harder than leaving somebody that when you're done. And I was forced to leave the person I thought I was going to be with for the rest of my life. And it really is hard to leave. You know, it's like the last time I walked out of that Hooters and I never knew if I would see it again because of corporate bankruptcy and such. It was real hard to leave when I love that restaurant.
So we talk about their son Cruz and his autism diagnosis, and she says that when he was, first born, and like the first year of his life, he was doing great. He was talking, he was, showing great progress, and then it kind of stopped basically. So she immediately went, took him to the doctor, and got the diagnosis. And she basically talks about going through that with her son and all that. And she's like, and then I was doing it alone because Jax wasn't doing any of that. Jax is off doing rehab or doing whatever, and I'm there raising our autistic son alone. And Jax is like, yeah, it must be really hard. Yeah, it must be really hard.
Excuse me, I gotta go pee. Never mind, I gotta go pee. So Kristen
Sorry, I
goes
should have
up to-
started this before the autism section because this is probably a bad time, but I've really got to pee. I'm doing it right now.
It's like, geez, could you choose a more awkward time? So they're all like, okay, just go. They don't stop the show or anything. She just kind of goes off to pee.
Yeah.
And Andy is talking. So Andy moves on to Michelle, right? So after the bitter separation, Michelle moved from one dead-eyed man to another dead-eyed man, but this one's dead eyes were bugging out of his head. So Jesse began to wonder if his new ex's honey was buzzing around while he and Michelle were still together. Jesse, you accused Michelle of cheating on you while you were married. Did you have any proof that she cheated? Jesse's like, well, we sat down with one of our really close friends, and her number one thing was, I did not cheat on you, and I don't want you talking about it on the show. So my friend looked her in the eye and said, but you did cheat on him. And she got pink in the face, Andy. And she admitted. And Michelle's like, that is not how the conversation went. Okay, that is not how it went, but whatever.
Well, you went out one night, they met these two guys, they both started dating them, and Michelle's like, that's not what I said. And he said, well, did you cheat? And she's like, yeah, well, I kissed him. Well, you asked me, did anything happen? And I explained exactly what happened, that you cheated. I did. Finally, you've known before we started filming, and you went on and tried to shame me because you wanted people to hate me.
Yeah, so we go over this whole thing. Was she cheating? Was she not cheating? So
I fully support her cheating in this. I don't always support cheating. I think generally I do not support cheating at all. But I think when it comes to Jesse's ass, I am fully in favor of Michelle having a liberating cheating moment. And then people can't get all righteous about this. I'm going to say people don't get righteous because how many rom-coms have we seen where someone is in a mediocre to bad relationship and they meet someone great and they have like an affair and we all root for them to leave the shitty guy and go with the guy they like. We've all seen those movies. We've all liked it. I know movies aren't real life, but the point is sometimes I'm okay with the rom-com situation happening. I support Michelle kissing another guy while she's dealing with the living wretch and narcissist that is Jesse Lawley.
Yeah, cheating's not great, but Jesse was out all the time. Like, she's home alone raising a baby, and he's going out partying, spending all their money till 4 a.m. So what is that? So if he actually doesn't stick his dick in somebody, it's not cheating, I guess, technically. But what else would you really call it? I mean, I would say that's pretty close. You're out partying every night, doing God knows what with your friends, and he probably did cheat,
nailing.
But
he's nailing her to a cross for a kiss. And like, I'm not saying that she's like, again, not like we generally endorse cheating. And, I would have preferred it if she had kissed someone after she started the separation. But he's nailing her to the cross about a kiss when he's spent all their money and being a totally irresponsible partner and is just awful and treats her badly and is derogative towards her and condescending. And I don't care if he's charming and a model and can laugh and reveal all those jack-o'-lantern teeth of his. I don't care.
Jokes.
Okay.
How dare you?
I'm going to grant her a kiss.
Well, I doubt it was just a kiss anyway. She probably full on cheated and dated Aaron or whatever. But when you're in a relationship with a narcissist who's constantly degrading you and leaving you alone and doing all of this, and you think you're at the end of your, I mean, whatever. I don't need to excuse it. It's not my relationship. But Jesse is just taking whatever he can to not look like the fucking asshole in this relationship, because we all watched his season 1. And we've watched him try and change season 2 while still going around calling her a stupid whore and all of this other shit. And we've seen the way he treats her on camera. And if he does that on camera, what is he like off camera? That's got to be terrifying. His dead-eyed, terrifying personality. It's not cute. So when it's off camera, it's a lot different. So, you know, this whole like, I'm going to use this kiss against you to really shame you so that no one's focusing on me. And I have to say, it's worked. You know, if you read a lot of comments and stuff, we've discussed this at length. It has worked. And it's infuriating that this guy gets away with that shit. So I'm kind of with you. I'm like, I don't love cheating, but fuck you.
Yeah, but fuck you.
Yeah, but fuck you. I don't care if it's right or wrong at this point. I will not be on Team Jesse on this.
Yeah. So Andy is like, Jesse, did you ever cheat on Michelle? He goes, no, I don't cheat on anybody. And she goes, sure. Michelle, you don't believe him? No. And then Kristen, sorry, I'm back. Don't mind me. Did I miss anything good? Did we accuse Michelle of cheating yet? Oh, good. We're right in the middle of it. Perfect. So Andy's like, Kristen, you said that Michelle had a boyfriend, but that it wasn't. And she's like, oh, okay. Welcome back. This is funny. My water broke, but I gotta leave. Ha ha ha. So Andy's like, all right, well, Kristen, you said last year at the Mondrian that Michelle had a boyfriend. So what's going on? Was Aaron the boyfriend? I didn't have a boyfriend. Now, this is where Michelle's being tricky, because she insists repeatedly, I never had a boyfriend. Like Kristen was lying, because I never had a boyfriend. And the negative space there is, of course, an implication like she had maybe a fuck buddy, but they weren't officially boyfriend. So she's trying to plausibly deny
it. She's like, we weren't closed off. So
yeah.
Didn't count as
that's
a boyfriend.
What she's doing.
Yeah, so that's why I don't believe it was just a kiss. And Kristen's like, well, yeah, you were seeing someone. I know it's not Aaron. So, you know, the only thing I know about her and Aaron is exactly what I've said. You know, like, I mean, she asked me to text my friend, is he like a good guy? And like, what's his deal? And that was the end of it. That was it. So I did it. And Andy's like, well, it was a boyfriend. It was just a friend. Jesse's like, yeah, a friend that she kisses. It was a friend who finally gave me attention. A lot happened during my marriage, but I never glozed it off with anybody, Andy.
Jesse says, she knows cheating and cheaters. That's my one thing. Oh, okay. He's acting like he's the first person in the world to be upset when he gets cheated on. And by the way, if cheating and cheaters are your one thing, why are you best friends with Jax? Just curious about that one. And why have you not laid into Jax for doing those things, especially because it's apparently a trigger point for you, but maybe only selectively. So Michelle is like, that's really interesting, because as soon as I asked for a divorce, you started sleeping with a married woman. So which is it? And Jesse goes, who's the married woman? Well, you know who it is. It starts with the A.
Oh, God. So now we've got another Pretty Little Liars on our hands. It's going to take us 9 seasons to find out who A is.
Yeah. We all know it's Anna Paquin.
What are you trying to say? Wow.
There I said it, everyone.
You went into some kind of coma.
I was like, why can't I think of anyone who's any famous Annas?
He's like, what? She's so good at the piano. I just can't. So Jesse's like, oh, my ex-girlfriend who hasn't been married in 25 years. She goes, really? She is married. So again, I believe Michelle on this one, because his eyes say it all. You know, he does this stuff where he says something and then she calls him on the line and then he just does a really slow eye roll and looks away and has no argument.
Yeah.
And that's what he did here. So that's his tell.
Yep. So now everyone's like chatting. Before we're in a commercial break. And Michelle's like, do I seem angry? And Nia's like, no. You still haven't registered an emotion for 5 years. It's okay. Okay, because I still will never understand that term. Gaslighting.
Yeah, gaslighting. She doesn't know what gaslighting is, which, I get. I mean, I can see that in her. So Andy's like, oh, Luke, Jesse said you told him at a time where Michelle went over to Aaron's apartment and caught him with another girl. And Jesse, we see that. And Jesse, Luke is saying, well, before I say anything else, really want to apologize. Shouldn't have gotten in your marriage. But when she said that, when she said that she was seeing somebody, that she went to see this guy and he was with another girl, that's what I said. That's what I said. So it was my one thing to say in this reunion. So I hope I got it out right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming to my Luke talk. And Jasmine's like, oh, can I ask a question? Like the cheating, like, do you think that emotionally, do you think that you emotionally cheated on Jesse? Maybe was it emotional? Was it cheating? Was it emotional cheating? What kind of cheating was it? And Jesse's like 100%. That's what I said. Emotional cheating. Yeah, because that's what it sounds like. I mean, it's just what it sounds like to me. Just spoken to someone who's been a real estate pro for about 5 minutes.
Yeah. And so Andy's like, well, Michelle, were you and Aaron in an emotional relationship? No, that is so false, because he admitted to me in Hawaii, you guys used to meet up at the park while Isabella ran around. Hold on. Let me finish, people who are not interrupting me. And he used to ask you for advice on this girl and on the girls he was dating. And then you asked him. She's like, that's not an emotional relationship. His words, you asked him for advice on our marriage and our separation. And so we see footage of Aaron being like, yeah, I would talk to her about girls I was dating and I would get her opinion. And then the only time she ever brought you up was when she said she was going to file for separation. Big emotional affair happening over there.
And Jesse's like, that is emotional cheating. Come on, a married woman with a child asking a single guy for advice about her husband. That is wildly inappropriate. No, it's not wild. It's not inappropriate for men and women to be friends, Jesse, and to talk about their lives. What are we in 1930? 1950, I guess, would be more apt. But what is this puritanical bullshit? Men and women can't be friends and talk about their relationships? Give me a break.
Yeah. So Michelle is
wildly inappropriate. You told our client that you wanted to eat her out, wildly inappropriate. And he goes, oh, what are you talking about? And Jasmine's like, oh yeah, get that sale. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. Harassment's hilarious when it's somebody else doing it. Harassment's hilarious when it's one of my friends doing it.
Did you get the sale though? Did you do it? Yes, you did. Admit it. He's like, yeah, I did. Somehow, Jesse gets off the hook for this accusation because there's a joke. And then, it's and then we move on, So Andy's like, all right, how long were you guys together? He's like 8.5 years-ish. Are we glad that you're not together still? And Janet goes, yes, we are. Yeah, I think we're both happy. Okay, well then let's leave it there because you guys are not famous enough to keep talking about this. Okay.
Michelle is too far away to hear. I'm not going to lie. Can we see Michelle by the fire escape? That would be great. Michelle's not far enough away from me.
All right, well, after last season wrapped, Zach made comments at Jax's bar that left friendships in disarray and had Jenna wanting to host an exorcism for his so-called demonic behavior. Ha, ha, ha. Well, Kristen, when Janet apologized to you at the white party, you said you were reluctant to believe she really wanted to be friends with you. Why was that? Yeah, well, Janet was there the Janet that's there on the Valley is not the Janet who I was friends with. Okay, well, what's the difference between the two of them? Well, the Janet I was friends with used to wear her hair a little bit to the side, and the one in the Valley likes a ponytail, and that just creeps me the fuck out.
I mean, she used to be funny and super intelligent. And the second we started filming, I was like, who the fuck even is this person? Who is he?
And every time I make Kristen's head movements, I lose my place on the page. Sorry. So every time I see Kristen online, I go, oh, I'm going to have to start searching. So Jason's
healing circle.
Jason's like, Docker speaking. So what are the examples? Because I hear a lot of this, big talk about, Janet's doing all these things. She's masterminding. But I'm watching the show and I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Like, what is it? Kristen says, I mean, like, you're just not you. Like, you're kind of Stassi Schroeder. You're kind of Lola Kent. You're kind of Sheena. Basically, she's saying she watched a show and she's just copying reality star moves that other people have made long before her, which is what she's doing. And Janet's like, yeah, but this is what you're saying, though. I'm not out here saying I want to be those people. No, Janet, but you're trying to emulate them. You don't have to say you're trying to emulate them. Dum-dum.
Jesse, you wanted to say something? I heard a whistling through the Stonehenge that is your mouth. And he's like, well, Janet and I have a good relationship and we crack jokes together and stuff like that. And I watch her like a million times bring things back around that don't need to be brought up again. What we should be talking about is that Michelle is a slut who had an affair with me. And yet somehow that only comes up when I bring it up. I just don't like this double standard. What were we talking about?
He's like, yeah, basically Janet sucks. Like, I've always liked Janet, but then I watch the show back and I see that Janet sucks. Like, and Kristen's like, yeah, like she tries to get involved and make it about her. Jesse goes, yeah, it's like she wants to be involved in every little thing. And then all of a sudden she tries to manipulate it. And Andy's saying, so you're saying she's manipulative. But Andy's barely hanging on. He's just like, oh my God, can I please go to bed? And Jesse's like, yeah, I mean, I watch a show and she sucks. And Jason's like, whoa, that is wild because I watched a show too. And I just heard this side of the room talking about my wife 80% of the time they're on camera. Yeah, because your wife starts 80% of the drama that's on the TV, Jason. That she puts herself in it. That's what they're saying. They're saying nothing has anything to do with Janet, but she manipulates everybody and gets herself in every situation for camera time. That's why they're always talking about her.
So, Zach, between seasons, what exactly did you say at Jax's bar opening?
Okay, so there have been many different stories. Some people say I was totally hilarious and charming and maybe should have been sat farther up this sofa. And then others say, well, I was blackout and I guess I said I wanted her to miscarry. I don't really know.
Ugh. So Jax goes,
Jesus
that's
Christ,
terrible.
Zach.
That's absolutely
groan
terrible.
at this part?
And Andy is just like, what part wasn't I groaning at on this episode? So Andy's like, and so why would you say that?
Well, you know what? That threw me off. I'm not going to lie. And I don't know. When I said it was to Brittany and it was not, I was like coming after her at Andy's mouth. It was a private, disgusting thing to say, not a public, disgusting thing to say.
So once again, this is something that Brittany took to somebody else to start shit. Once again, like Brittany does this all the fucking time. This is the other 20% of storylines are Brittany doing this shit. But this pissed me off and I groaned really loud and booed at the TV because Zach, I mean, I stood up for you. So I will have to take the L on this one because I assumed it was Zach saying, since they never went into what exactly happened, I thought that Zach had said something when they were saying like, Janet is saying, you want her, being stressed out can help her, can make her lose her baby or something. It's like, fine, then I don't care or whatever, something like that. But no, Zach, I guess, did say like, fuck her, then miscarry or whatever he said. That's terrible. Jesus Christ. And I totally believe it because we see how Zach is like in the finale episode where it's like, shut up, stupid whore. Like he just goes crazy with that mouth, but boo. I'm just taking the L.
So
I will
Jason
never
is
stand up for you again.
Hey everyone, this is the end of part 1 of this recap. For part 2, keep an eye on your podcast feed. It is coming up in just a moment. Thanks so much for listening. Catch you on the second half.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors.
Ain't no thing like Allison King.
It's always a party on Allison Block.
Our way is the Amber way.
It's the Foster and the Furious. It's Amanda Foster.
She can run my country. It's Angie McGovern.
It's always automatic with Ashley Auto. Put your hands together for Carly Clapp.
Get on the right foot with Chrissy Offit.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela Etchels.
We never miss her call. It's Diane Call.
Aaron McNicholas. She don't miss no trickolas.
Hava Nagila Weber.
You'll never hide from Heidi Eleanor Jones.
I go, you go, we all go for Hugo.
Jamie. She has no last namey.
She's our kind of mess. It's Jennifer Messer.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's our favorite streamer, Caroline Peacock.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Get a bee in your bonnet with Lacey B. Que sera, sera, whatever will be, will Lauren Silsby.
Bringing the funk, it's Leslie Plunkett.
She gets an A from us. It's Lindsay D.
Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino.
Fresh as a daisy, it's Maisie McHenry. We love her on the rocks. It's Melissa Cox.
Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
This is Livin' with Michelle Vivian.
I love ya, Olivia Williamson. Tastier than Flanderson, it's Rachel Manderson.
She sure is swell, it's Raquel.
Yes, we canna, it's Savannah.
Cast a spell with Shannon Spellman. Let's share with Sharon Eldridge.
Darn Skippy, it's Tippy.
The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
She's VVIP, it's Amanda V. Can't lose when you're with Amy Baldwin.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Let's go into the woods with Guy Tubbs. It's our queen, it's Queen Laifah.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall. Hail the Cork Master, the Master of the Cork, Jennifer Corcoran. We got our wish, it's Jen Plish. She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch. Knock, knock, knocking on Katie Manock's door. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley. In the study with a candlestick, it's Leslie Peacock. We're ride or die for Lisa Ryder Barron. She's a whiz, it's Liz Sarthy. Always killing it, it's Lola Alkalani.
The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
She eases our woes, it's Melissa St. Rose.
There's a chance of meatballs, it's Rebecca Cloud.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
We cannot tell a lie, it's Sarah Telefson.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Please don't stop, it's Soli and Pop. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
It's always a good time when you're wasting time with Bravo. She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.